O'Hara. First try of the match. Kurt Sorensen, the man who has been allowed so much space, particularly in the opening moments of this game, and making it look relatively simple in the end, providing the overlap by going very wide. Just looking at that again. Cooper's pass, Friend, McGann, big long pass. O'Hara dragging them in, and Kurt Sorensen out, ranging very, very wide indeed to finish it. O'Hara still getting the pass out, but Luluai couldn't hold it as he came through. Guy Lafort hit by Kurt Sorensen, trying to set something up out wide. Palis flicked the pass out, went to nowhere because the man had come inside him, but the injury on the paddock is the man that Kurt Sorensen hit. Trying to count the numbers, have a look and see who that is. Have a look at it again. That was the tackle. It's Guy Lafort, in fact, the captain. Kurt Sorensen hit him just slightly late. Gresek. Espunia. Palis. Kiwi tackling needs to be tight here. An attacking chance for France. Much better play, and they're putting the passes together. Palis, Lafort, Francis Lafort, and they haven't been allowed to try. It went forward. Just looking at it again. This was the play. Chantal coming through, putting Mongaya in the gap. Palis. Lafort, Francis Lafort, twin brother of the captain, and he had Cousteau outside him, but the pass went floating forward, and Cousteau picked it up and put it over the line. Friend, Cooper, Friend, Goulding, Wallace, Luluai. Dane Sorensen. Right. Friend. Cooper. Kurt Sorensen. Tackled almost before he had the ball, but managed to hold it. Unfortunate pass. Dane Sorensen. A doubtful starter for this test match because of a leg injury. It seems to be lasting okay. Cooper to Friend. Cooper again. Looking for that gap. Cooper putting Kurt Sorensen in. Flicking the pass back to Wright. Wright with a drop goal attempt. Charged down. Chasing it up. Hugh McGann up very, very quickly to chase that high ball. The drop out from the goal line. Straight to Gary Campbell. Odd tactics. A Kiwi possession inside the 22. Friend. McGann. Luluai. O'Hara. Yes. Dane O'Hara's 12th test try in his 30th test. Looking at it again. Wayne Wallace flicking it out wide. Friend carrying it on. Hugh McGann out there. Luluai. Luluai managed to see O'Hara outside him. And O'Hara just finishing with two ineffectual tackles. French ball. Espunya. The Forg well caught. Gresek. Heel of 4, turning it round to Palank. Palace. Caught by Hugh McGann. There is an injured man on the field. Campbell. Not being allowed to play the ball, the penalty the Kiwis' way. Just having a look at who the injury is to, it's Roger Palace, the French centre. French team very anxious to have play stopped for the injury. Ron Campbell, the referee, says continue. Dane Sorensen. Wallace waiting. Right. McGann. Spinning out of the tackle. Max Chantal seems to be doing the majority of the tackling in the French pack. Kubital Luluwai. Palace is up and will continue. Fred. 5 tackles on the Kiwis, on the 22 line. Dane Sorensen, the kick. Wayne Wallace coming through, couldn't hold the ball. So the scrum goes down 10 metres out from the French line. Max Chantal being spoken to by the referee for holding players on the ground, as he is wont to do. French ball. Espunya running away from the defence. Espunya. Campbell comes across. Good tackle. Laforgue. French trying to set something up here. Laforgue. Palank. Ending up with Palace. Gresek. Espunya. Through Chantal. Mongeya. Laforgue. There is another injured French player. This time it's Francis Laforgue. This time Ron Campbell allowing the French camp to give some attention to Francis Laforgue. Time up on the board. An injury time now, of which we should have 40 or 50 seconds. Friend. Too far. That is half-time. The Kiwis leading by 2 tries to 0. Neither of them converted by Owen Wright, so the score 8-0 in favour of the Kiwis. A reasonably uneventful first half. The Kiwis, certainly the forwards, being allowed a lot more freedom than perhaps they should be. French tackling not brilliant, but again, their forte has always been their ability and flamboyance from broken play. And provided the Kiwi tackling can hold up well enough in the second half, it looks like the match will go the Kiwis' way. That is the score at half-time. 2 tries to New Zealand, one by Kurt Sorensen, the other by Dane O'Hara, 8-0. Welcome back to Marseille for the second half of this test. Very early on in the second half, Dane O'Hara on the wing was injured, has been replaced by Fred Arcoy. Arcoy wearing 14. Playing out on the left wing. Gresek. Police. The French still not making a great deal of progress inside their 6 tackles. Williams goes back for the ball, prevented going out, and will run it back up for them. Kiwis inside their 22 at the moment. Kiwis leading by 2 tries to 0, 8-0 the score. Both of the tries unsuccessful in conversion by Owen Wright. We've had 5 minutes to play in the second half. So the Kiwis 2 tries up. Goulding. Dean Bell. Tackled by Police and Palanque. Cooper, the chip through. Hugh McGann just going over to clarify the decision with referee Ron Campbell. And the scrum goes down midway, halfway in 22 in French territory. French ball. Referee not happy with the way the front rows are packing. Being told to straighten up. Bresek trying to get away with the ball, with hardly beating it at all. As the scrums are brought back to the mark. Bresek penalised that time for putting the ball under his own hooker's feet. Clayton Friend saying, give me the ball. Bresek throws it back. Darryl Williams for the line. Arcoy gives it to Wallace to play. Friend. Cooper. Friend. Wright. Friend. Ducking under a very high tackle from Espuña. Friend still going, just a couple of metres short now. McGann. Hugh McGann, does he make the line? Is he going to be allowed it? Yes. Spinning out of a half tackle and dotting the ball over. 3 tries to the Kiwis. And that's the 10th try for Hugh McGann in 13 tests. Looking at the play again, Hugh McGann getting his way to the line in the tackle and managing to get it over. Ron Campbell right there and points down. 12-0. 3 tries to 0. This time it's Dane Sorensen with the conversion attempt, and the flags go up. 14. Look again at Dane Sorensen's kicking style. Not looking particularly happy on that leg, but he's going to continue playing. The forward reserve today is Olsen Filipina, who of course is much better known as a back, but can play in the forwards equally well. McGann. Friend. Bell. Dean Bell putting the pass a little wide in a bit of space, but brought back. Forward pass. Palanque who is injured. Mark Palanque from the very well-known Le Ponte club, 22 years old. A newcomer to Test football. I notice Mr. Campbell, the referee, very quickly in to stop the game on that occasion with the injury. He's up and okay. Hugh McGann tackling his opposite number very effectively. Mongaya. This Kiwi tackling absolutely uncompromising at the moment. It has become their hallmark on this tour, the tight defence, controlled play. Police flicking it on, Payet. Gresek. Williams trying to keep the ball in and does so. Luluai. Sorensen. Well, T2 wouldn't allow Dane Sorensen up to play it. That's what the whistle went for. James Goulding came over to lend some assistance, and he has now been spoken to by the referee, but the penalty is still going the Kiwis' way. Darryl Williams for the line. I notice Glenn Gibb has taken over the role of ball boy to give them quicker ball. Dane Sorensen. Goulding. Friend. Kurt Sorensen. Fred Arcoy can't take it as he goes through, knocks it on, continues and toes it, but they'll be brought back for the knock-on. $14-0 to the Kiwis. Not a great deal of order in those scrums. Campbell not having a lot of success at trying to get the front rows to pack down straight. French ball. Gresek. Arcoy tidies up. The line umpire on the field pointing out the little disturbance between Fred Arcoy and Payet. So an attacking opportunity for France now. Gresek about to play the ball. Double round with his Cunha and Gresek going backwards. Very, very hard to understand what he's doing some of the time, this Ivan Gresek, rated as a big star in French Rugby League, but I really cannot see why. He was on the 81 tour to New Zealand and certainly didn't impress then. Kurt Sorensen, Luluai, Friend. Cooper. Right. McGann. Team Bell. Through Friend, Cooper. Cooper still going. Team Bell, Arcoy. Gary Kemble up there. Still being allowed a lot of freedom, the Kiwis. Kurt Sorensen. Kurt Sorensen makes the line. And has been given the 4th try. That's 2 for Kurt Sorensen today. The 1st and the 4th, which makes 3 test tries for him. One wonders how long this French side will last in terms of stamina. As Dane Sorensen lines up another kick. It's a very laid-back style, effective again. 2 conversions for him. Points to 0. McGann. Team Bell. Team Bell finding a hole, a gaping hole. Taluluai. Back to Bell. McGann. Arcoy. Bell. And eventually somebody decides to tackle. Friend. Cooper. Goulding. James Goulding looking to get that pass away. Eventually he's brought to ground. Right. Darryl Williams almost away. But the pass rolled forward. The scrum to go down on the French 22. Kiwis still being given extraordinary freedom to run, considering it's Test football, and considering that the Frenchmen are coached by an Australian. Taz Baitieri, an Italian-Australian who's played first-grade football in Sydney and also is still a player here. Good tackle that time by Shane Cooper, up very quickly. And again. It's going to be a question now of how long this French team can last in terms of defence, which is hardly their hallmark. Out on the full. So they come back to the 22. Olsen Filipina is being brought on. I think it will be Dane Sorensen he's replacing. No, in fact, it's Kurt Sorensen. No, it's Kurt Sorensen came over to the sideline just to have a word with Graham Lowe, and it might be James Goulding coming off. Yes, it is. James Goulding being brought off, Olsen Filipina going on. Filipina, as we've said, better known as a back. You may or may not be able to hear the referee talking to the front rows, telling Kurt Sorensen to put his left shoulder in first. Really not a lot of fire left in this French side now when they run. Still very dangerous, of course, from broken play. Unable to create things, but making a lot of mistakes. Play on, says the referee, so a full tackle count in hand. Kresek. Chantal. Flicking it back. Laforgue. Really not a great deal of direction there. One or two players really running it up very hard. Kresek. Straight to Darryl Williams. Williams losing the ball in the tackle. Dean Bell coming screaming through and towing it. The French side still not making a lot of progress. Trapped for a long time now within their own half. Kiwi possession. Kurt Sorensen, Friend, Cooper, Kemble. Right, Kurt Sorensen to Dane Sorensen. Dane Sorensen well and truly dumped and losing the ball in the tackle. Thanks to Mongayar. Mongayar, one of the most penetrative forwards for France in the first half, has virtually hardly been there in the second half. Kresek with a little chip through, straight to Friend. Friend getting away from his opposite number. He doesn't seem terribly keen on tackling. The Kiwis once again with a chance to attack. In front of the goal post. And 20 metres out. The penalty for not allowing Fred Arcoy to play the ball. And they'll have a shot, Dane Sorensen. Relatively simple kick for Dane Sorensen. Right in front and about 18 or 19 metres out. Certainly well within his kicking range. Flagged away though, away to the right. So the score remains 20-0 to the Kiwis. 4 tries to 0. Espunya. Once again, straight to Kemble. Williams. See how much ground the Kiwis can make now. Friend, Cooper, Bell, Luluai, Arcoy, Luluai. Arcoy, Cooper, Filipina. Straight back to Wallace and to Cooper. Nice little pass from Wayne Wallace to Dean Bell. Kurt Sorensen, Dane Sorensen, McGann, Dane Sorensen. Pushing off the tackler with great ease to brother Kurt. Akoi. McGann. That's a straight handover, being caught in the 6th tackle. Chantal with a big pass to Payer. Gresek with the kick through, and that's another simple one for Campbell to run back. And a cheer from the crowd, rather ironic that Gresek actually made a tackle. Luluai. Friend. Right. Wallace waiting. Friend. Cooper. Bell. Friend. Clayton Friend caught a boot in that tackle from T2. He's limping a little now, but seems to be okay. Owen Wright. See if the French side can make any more progress this time. Espuña flicking it on quickly. Chantal caught. Andre Perez warming up, and Serge Perez. I think Serge Perez is going to come on first, number 15. Campbell runs around for it. Akoi. Penalty New Zealand for not being allowed to play the ball as Serge Perez comes on, the 24-year-old from the Esteve club. Just looking at who he's replacing. It's Palunk, Mark Palunk, who has come off the second rower. Serge Perez, we imagine, will go straight into the second row. Still waiting for the ball. Seems to be rather ridiculous delays here. The ball boys way down the other end of the field having a little game of football of their own. Now we have 3 balls on the field. Glenn Gibb on the sideline, as we said, had taken over the role of ball boy, but on that occasion he didn't have any ball. Clayton Friend away through a gap. Friend still going, running around looking for support. Dane Sorensen. Cooper. Clayton Friend always clever at taking advantage of people losing concentration after a delay like that. Dane Sorensen. Dean Bell. Friend. Filipina. Friend. McGann. Akoi. Dane Sorensen ends up with the ball and a couple of tacklers right on him. Friend, Cooper, Luluai can't hold it. Manages to regain it, but they'll come back. Just 10 minutes remain in the match now. Kiwis leading 20-0, 4 tries to 0. French ball. Kiwi scrum waiting for the French scrum to form. New Zealand ball this time. Friend caught. "15 metres short of the line now. Wallace trying to go himself. Made a good 10 metres. The big line up now, standing deep. Friend. Penalty again to the Kiwis for not being allowed to play the ball. And they'll have a shot. Dane Sorensen just looking at the leg and whether or not it's going to last the game. And with Olsen Philippina on the field now as the replacement, the regular kicker is back there. And this is certainly well within Olsen's range. And one that should be relatively simple for him. Just a couple of steps. And an easy kick, an easy 2 points for Olsen Philippina. For a refringement, in fact, that the Kiwis were penalised for a great deal in Great Britain. They seem to have learned from their mistakes. France has been penalised for it all day. (22-0). 7 3/4 minutes remain. That's how simple it was for Olsen Philippina. Restart to McGann. Bell. Luluai. Philippina. Good tackle by Serge Perez. McGann. Friend. Cooper. Right. Bell. And right up to the halfway line, just like that. Friend. Sorensen. McGann. Kurt Sorensen again, flicks it back over his head. Luluai picks it up. Penalty for the shoulder charge. Yare puts it out. T2. Tackled by Philippina. Clayton Friend up very, very quickly. The Kiwis forcing some mistakes in this French side with quick tackling. Hugh McGann caught one from Espunia. One that doubtless will be repaid. Espunia for the line. Almost to the 22 line now in Kiwi territory. And again we wait for the ball. Chantal. Penalty to France. Little indecision as to what they're going to do with it as Espunia decides to put it out. Perhaps they can launch an attack from here. 22 points down. The attack comes to naught. With a handling mistake, there's some wrestling over the ball now, but the French have possession again. Once again, they lose it as simply as that. Filipina, Luluai. Friend. Cooper flicking it through to Williams. Williams has been pretty well contained, pretty well wrapped up today. Right. Filipina. 5 tackles on the Kiwis. Filipina a little slow to get up. Kemble. French team trying desperately to put something together that will work for them. Hasn't exactly been a flawless display of ball skill from them this afternoon. It seems at the crucial pressure times that the balls go to ground. T2. Good ball up to Montgaillard from Chantal. Laforgue. Valère. Playing it himself. A little chip over the top. Tidied up by Kurt Sorensen, running it back into play. And getting the pass away. Nearly going to ground. McGann. Dane Sorensen. Unaffected by the head-high tackle. That is the end of the match. Well, there's still a minute or so showing on the scoreboard. But the referee has decided that's the end of the match. And New Zealand have won by 22-0. 4 tries to 0. The first one to Kurt Sorensen. The conversion failed. The second to Dane O'Hara, in which the conversion also failed. Then Hugh McGann got a try. Dane Sorensen converted it. And Kurt Sorensen got his second try, which was converted by brother Dane. And the penalty with the extra points. And so the Kiwis have come out the winners by 22-0 over a French side that in the second half really did not look to have the wherewithal to put together a test side.
And these highlights of the Rugby League International between New Zealand and France in Marseille, brought to you in association with the Lion Corporation. So there it is, the New Zealand Kiwis, the victors by 22-0, and they head now with confidence to the second and final test of the series to be played in Paris on Sunday morning, December the 8th, New Zealand time.